Hello, and welcome to this episode of Brand Disruptors. I am Mia Lamont, your host, and today I am here with Lori Jones of Blackology Coffee. Lori, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. Mia, thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
See a little bit about me. I launched a coffee business in the midst of COVID after being laid off from my full-time job earlier this year, and yeah, I've been kind of developing and kind of going along with things as things come to me.
Yeah. So that's really interesting that you started a business during COVID, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When people are taking things and they're like, oh my God, I just need to shut down. I need to restrict. I don't need to be spending money. But you said, you know what? I'm actually going to launch a business. How about that?
Yeah, it was a difficult decision, you know, um, you know, uh, the uncertainty and of course a lot of the negative things that have come with. I did decide to find a positive in the midst of all of this. So, focusing my time, my energy, my attention into something that I've been passionate about for a while was all worthwhile to keep me kind of in a very positive space, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's just jump into the round robin questions where people get to know you based on the answers. And then
Okay.
we'll dive a little bit into your story about Blackology and anything else you want to talk about today. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So, what would you say is your mantra?
My mantra, don't settle.
Hmm, love it. All right. What three words would you use to describe yourself or your brand? And I know that you have more than one, so you can just pick Blackology, right?
So Blackology, creative, I'll even say innovative,
Okay.
and very unique.
Awesome. What mode of communication is your least favorite?
Face to face, like on the camera.
So video exchange, so like a
Yeah,
video
video.
call,
Yeah.
yeah, or video interview.
More of an interview. It's an unusual setting, if you will.
Yeah, it is for sure. All right. So what outfit makes you feel like a badass?
T-shirts, jeans, and Toms. That's my badass outfit.
And what would you just never wear?
Ooh, never wear. I'm not really a dress kind of gal. I won't say that I won't wear one, but I will fight tooth and nail to not wear one.
I see. I see. And that I'm just the opposite. I'd wear a dress every day. All right. And then what are your brand colors and how did you come to choose them?
Brand colors are black and white. I chose these colors for the reason of unifying black and white together, meaning a lot of different connotations behind it. Everything based to the clean look of it. Like white pops off of black, black pops off of white. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're, total opposites, right?
mhm.
Yeah, one is absent of all color, and one is all color.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's talk Blackology, right? Let's talk about your new business, your new venture, and so you want to talk. I want to hear about how you first got started with the coffee business because I know that your license plate has is it coffee lover or something. I don't
Coffee
want to say
snob.
which one. Don't say it because
Okay.
I don't want people to know what it is, but you can
Got
tell that she loves coffee based on her license plate. And just say that. And did you start this year or was it like a relaunch?
I actually initially started 3 years ago under a different business name. I had worked for a year trying to find roasters that could roast what I was looking to achieve since I
Hmm.
did not have access to the equipment.
Hmm.
And finally landed on someone that I had worked with for quite some time. and, placed my first large order and never received the product. The guy disappeared off the face of the planet. Um, that was kind of a blow to, um, achieving a dream for me.
Yeah.
Um, I did count it as a loss. And I did get discouraged actually for a couple of years up until about a year ago.
Hmm.
Um, I created the Blackology name a year ago, June, and it was not the time to release Blackology. It wasn't time to launch.
Yeah.
Um, I had some hesitations and things like that. And then this year, sitting at home, having plenty of time to reflect on life, the answer came to me one night, and it was like, now's the time. It's the perfect climate for it. So
Yeah. And then I think you had like this television interview, right, with one
hmm
of the local stations,
yeah,
and it changed everything, right?
yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I launched on July the 13th of this year, and the news channel came out on the 19th. Julie Wilson, with ABC 11. She's really awesome, high energy. But she did a segment on me, and it went on air the same day. And I mean, like instantly, I mean, it was, the phone was dinging, the social media was going crazy. I was like, what, what's going on? But that was really, really big for getting Blackology on the map. Like, that was huge.
And would you say that you were nervous when you had to appear in front of a television camera and be interviewed by some local celebrity? Were you nervous?
Yes, however, conveniently, the camera crew was unavailable for this. So Julie actually did the interview with her iPhone and recorded different segments. And that's where I kind of operate a little bit better. It wasn't so much pressure on me, if you will.
Oh, that's good. So you were able to use the iPhone, and um, so you didn't have that intimidation of guys standing over you with big cameras. Oh, that's awesome.
hmm
So then, from that interview, like, what did you learn in that interview about yourself?
I learned that the only thing holding me back is me.
Mm,
I've always made excuses for not doing things, which I learned about myself. And when you let go of the fear and just go and do it, it's amazing what can happen.
yes, that's very good. I hope y'all are listening to that, because that's one of the things that I think a lot of us kind of struggle with, especially right now. A lot of people are really fearful, so they don't want to jump out. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to take any risks. But
hmm
you took a risk, and it actually paid off for you. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So, what else? What should the audience know about your coffee? Like, why is your coffee so special?
My coffee is special because I have this gift that developed in the culinary world prior to the coffee,
Right, because you're a
where
chef too, right?
yeah, that's my other trade. Um, but I have a knack for finding really good things. It doesn't matter if it's something that I made, something someone else made. I can look at it, taste it, or create it in my mind. And once it comes to fruition, the taste of it is impeccable. Um, a lot of the feedback that I've gotten from my customers is that the coffee is amazing, some of the best coffee that they've ever had. And I was determined to find a roaster that could help me out until I get my own equipment that could do the really dark, bold flavors of coffee with the chocolate and vanilla undertones. That's not something that's easy to do. Yeah.
So you found someone to do that for you, and that what makes your coffee different? Is it so it's your impeccable taste, right?
hmm
To find these things, but what is there a different process that you're putting your coffee through, or Um, anything else that somebody else might not be doing?
So as far as something that other people might not be doing, so I'm primarily supporting small businesses in the
Mhm.
process.
Yeah.
I am a single mom that is apparently the only Black female on the East Coast that's in really big in coffee right now. And, I was going to let the fact that I did not have access to a roasting machine for me to roast my own coffee deter me. And I was like, there's another way. Yeah.
How did you get to that? How did you get to I'm not going to do this because I don't have the equipment to let me think about how I can make this happen. What was the thing that what happened in between there?
So from February of this year up until even till today, I've been praying for clarity, and I've asked for clarity in all aspects of life. And I promise you, I was awakened one night by God, and He said, like, now is the time. I'm like, but I don't have the funding. He's like, no, now is the time to do it. I'm like, but I don't. I had a answer for everything I tried to come back with, and
Uh,
then within a week, everything came together because it was already in my head. It was just a matter of bringing it to life.
So you had to change what was going on up here to change what was going on out here,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Change what was going on in her head in order to change what was going on in her physical space.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what three things would you say to somebody who is thinking about starting a new business or wanting to revive one and they have some of the same stories that you have. Single mom, I don't have the funding. I don't even know what I want to do. Like what would you say? What give me three things that you would say to somebody who might be thinking about doing something like this?
One is research your industry. So Instagram, which is where a lot of my connections have come from, follow the people and the businesses that you want to be a part of, and start making developing relationships in that area, because you don't know who's available to help you. Um, you know, and that kind of rolls into the second one is find a mentor. Having a mentor, they can guide you, get you in contact with people that could help, um, somebody who's where you want to be, that you can look up to. And no excuses. Like I was saying the other day, I have a sticky note on my computer from this moment, like from the time I launched up until now. It says bullshit. I mean, it's every time I have an excuse, I look over at this bright yellow sticky and I'm like, okay.
So
Let me
you're calling bullshit on yourself. You're not even
Yep,
waiting for anybody else to do it.
right.
I love that. So you're actually saying, you know what, I'm looking for the guidance, right? I'm
Hmm.
praying every day for clarity, but not only am I praying, I'm also into action. So when I get scared or when you get scared, you're saying, you know what, this is just fear and it's bullshit. Like I can do whatever it is that I'm saying that I want to do.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so what's your favorite flavor of your coffee?
Dark roast.
Dark
Hands
roast, hand down, hands
Yep.
down.
Hands down.
Do you drink coffee with creamer or do you have lattes? Like how do you drink yours typically? Just black or
Typically it's black with um potentially a sweetener like agave. But I try everything black first and foremost. And that was a part of the Blackology piece, cultivating a love of black coffee. So I purposely wanted to find and create coffees that could be, consumed black. Most people won't drink a dark roast black, but so far, there's been quite a few people that are like, okay, it doesn't have the bitter aftertaste.
yeah.
Um, but I also like lattes. Like this is my favorite time of year, the fall. So pumpkin spice, everything is one of my favorites.
So you've already you I saw on Instagram you've already created a recipe for your pumpkin latte
Yes. Hmm.
and you're doing that. So tell us where you're going to be. Well, I know that this probably won't go live before your next event, but where can people find you typically?
I advise everybody to follow me on Instagram or Facebook because I'm always releasing pop-up information. Currently, because we are online only at the moment, the website www.blackologycoffeecompany.com. You can also subscribe there and receive email blasts of events that are coming up, new products, things like that.
Hmm. And what happens at these live events? So your little
So
the pop-up events, what happens
yeah,
there?
so the pop-ups, I give customers, prospective customers, an opportunity to sample all of the coffees. There's apparel that's available for sale. The bags of coffee are there. I demonstrate pour over coffee, which is my preferred way to brew coffee. Hands down, I do a comparison of. I take the African coffees, for instance, because they're bold in flavor. They have citrus and floral undertones. So I let them drink it when it's brewed like they would brew it at home, and then I let them sample it through a pour over and find out what the difference is.
Hmm.
And a lot of people providing that education helps cultivate that love of black coffee.
So what's next for you, Lori? What are you doing next as you conquer the coffee world?
Working on storefront.
Yeah.
um, we're getting closer and closer to this goal.
Hmm.
There's have been roadblocks, but I've actually been contacted by a company out in Seattle that I'll be chatting with after this call. They've got something big. I'm not sure what it is, but hopefully, it'll help help me reach my goal.
Yeah. All right, one more question. Is your coffee available in stores or is it just on the website?
Right now, it's available at a local coffee shop called Nora Cafe in Raleigh, North Carolina. I do have the organic blends there, the dark roast and breakfast blend organic. So currently, that's it for the moment, but stay tuned for some upcoming locations.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, go and check out blackologycompanycoffee.com. That's where you can buy your own coffee from Lori. And by the time we publish this, if she has some pop-up shops or her storefront, we'll make sure to put that stuff in the store in the show notes. Lori, it's been a pleasure. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we end this interview?
Aside from thank you for all the love and support to the people who have supported and the people who want to support. And when you're achieving your dream, don't let the increase in success change who you are. I'm still a very shy person in public. I love to talk about my coffee, but I don't want to change who I am.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think that when people get money or success, they just become the same version of themselves. I think it's more pronounced, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So, if they were assholes before, they're assholes, when they get
That's true.
money, right? And people who are generous when they didn't have, they're even more generous when they do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me today. This was a pleasure. I'm gonna go make me some coffee too right after we get off of here. My favorite is a dark roast as well. So
Oh,
yeah. Thanks so much, Lori.
thank you.
So guys, you can reach Lori at blackology.com, and you can also find her on Instagram and Facebook under Blackology Coffee Company.
Yep. Mhm.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.